Hello my friends, and welcome back to the channel. It's your trusted guide here, ready to break down the fishing forecast for the United Kingdom for the week of the 1st to the 7th of December 2025. Now listen up, because this is not just any week. We have a powerful full moon right in the middle of the week, combined with some seriously cold, wet, and challenging weather. This could mean two things. Either the fish will have complete lockjaw, or we could see some very specific, intense feeding windows. Stay with me and I'll tell you exactly how to tackle it to come out on top. Let's start with our prime targets for this chilly first week of December. Given the cold, we're focusing on predators that are still active. Our top three are the mighty pike, the hard-hitting perch, and the ever-reliable chub. First up, the pike. In these cold conditions, pike are not going to waste energy. They'll be holding in deeper water near any kind of structure that can hide them from the current and offer an ambush point. Think submerged trees, the edges of reed beds, and deeper channels in our rivers and lakes. Where to find them is half the battle. Now for catching them. My advice is twofold. For the lure anglers, the key phrase is low and slow. You need to get your lure down to their level and keep it there. Large, soft plastic shads on a jig head weighing around 20 to 30 grams will be perfect for getting down deep. Work them with very slow retrieves, just crawling them along the bottom with the occasional twitch to give them life. In the likely murky water from all the rain, don't be afraid to use bright colors like fire tiger or a fluoro orange to grab their attention. For my friends who prefer bait, this is prime time for static, dead baits. A smelly mackerel or herring presented on the bottom is almost impossible for a lethargic pike to ignore. The scent trail in the cold water is a dinner bell. Next, let's talk about perch. The big, stripy sergeants of our waters will be shoaled up, and again, they'll likely be in deeper water. Finding them can be tricky, but once you find one, you've found the whole group. A boat with a fish finder is a huge advantage, but from the bank, look for deep holes or depressions near bridges and weirs. The winning tactic will be jigging. Small, soft plastics on a 5 to 10 gram jig head are ideal. Drop the lure right into the zone you think they're in, and use a slow lift and drop retrieve. Lift the rod tip just a foot or two, and then let the lure fall on a tight line. Almost all of your bites will come on the drop, so pay close attention for any little taps or plucks on the line. It's a subtle game of patience. Finally, the hardy chub. If the lakes get too difficult, the rivers are often your best bet, and chub are the kings of the winter river. They are survivors and will feed in conditions that put other fish off completely. Look for them in their usual haunts, creases in the current, behind bridge supports, and under overhanging trees. But they may be pushed a little further out into the main flow if the river is carrying extra water from the rain. The best approach will be simple but effective. For bait, you cannot beat a piece of bread flake, either free-lined or on a light link-legger rig. Another fantastic method is trotting maggots under a float, allowing your bait to travel naturally with the current right past their noses. It's an active and rewarding way to fish on a cold day. Now let's break down the overall conditions that are driving our tactics. The weather across the UK for this week looks consistently cold and wet. We're looking at air temperatures hovering between 1 and 6 degrees Celsius all week. A persistent light rain is forecast for almost every single day, which will keep the rivers topped up and the water coloured. This isn't a week for fair weather fishing, friends. You'll need your best waterproofs and thermals. The atmospheric pressure is expected to be generally low and fluctuating as storm systems move through. This instability can often trigger short, aggressive feeding spells in predators, so be ready for those moments. The water temperature is, without a doubt, the most critical factor. In our lakes and rivers, the water will be very cold, likely in the 6 to 10 degrees Celsius range. At these temperatures, a fish's metabolism slows right down. They become less active to conserve energy, which is why our presentations must be slow and deliberate. You need to put the bait or lure right on their nose and make it an easy meal. And now for the X factor, the moon phase. This week is dominated by a major lunar event. We start the week with a waxing gibbous moon. Then right in the middle of the week, on Thursday the 4th of December, we have a powerful full moon. From Friday onwards, it will be a waning gibbous. Angling folklore has long said that the days surrounding a full moon can trigger frantic feeding, especially in predators, and often during the night or at low light periods like dawn and dusk. My experience tells me there's truth in this. The gravitational pull is at its strongest, and it seems to stir something in the fish. So with all that expert analysis, let's put it together in our day-by-day forecast. Here is my honest prediction for the week ahead. On Monday, the 1st of December, I'm rating the bite as tricky. We'll have light rain and cold temperatures around 2 to 6 degrees. The fish will still be adjusting to the cold snap. You'll need to be patient and work for every bite. For Tuesday, the 2nd of December, the forecast is for a poor day of fishing, more light rain, and the temperature drops to between 1 and 4 degrees. It will be cold, and the fish will be lethargic. Focus on presenting a very slow-moving bait to tempt them. Wednesday, the 3rd of December, I'm calling it average. The conditions are stable, albeit cold, with temperatures between 1 and 4 degrees. The fish will be getting used to the pressure and temperature, and with the full moon approaching, they might start to get active in short bursts. Thursday, the 4th of December, is the day of the full moon, and I'm rating this as a good prospect. This is our best chance this week. The weather remains cold and wet, but the full moon could trigger a significant feeding spell. I'd recommend focusing your efforts around dawn and especially at dusk. This could be the day a real monster makes a mistake. Friday, the 5th of December, the day after the full moon, should still be good. The influence of the full moon will still be strong. Expect similar conditions to Thursday, with light rain and temperatures between 2 and 4 degrees. Again, low light periods will be key. On Saturday, the 6th of December, I predict the bite will be average. The weather remains cold and damp with temperatures around 3 degrees. The influence of the moon will be fading, and the fish might be less active after a midweek feed. You'll have to work hard again. Finally, Sunday, the 7th of December, I expect a tricky day. The rain continues, and the temperature will be between 2 and 5 degrees. The conditions are manageable, but the week of unsettled weather might have made the fish cautious. Slow and steady will be the only way to win a bite. So there you have it, friends. A challenging week for sure, but with a huge potential reward right in the middle of it. Dress warm, stay dry, and focus your efforts around that full moon. That's where the magic will happen. As always, I wish you the very best of luck on the water. Get out there, be safe, and as we say, tight lines. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more forecasts and tips. I'd love to hear your plans for the week, so drop me a comment below. What species are you targeting? And have you had success around a full moon in winter? Let's chat. See you next time.